Monster Jam is back in Jacksonville, Florida, one of the most legendary homes of this incredible sport. It has had so many awesome moments happen right here in this building, including the very first Monster Jam backflip from Cam McQueen in Nitro Circus 14 years ago. However, the iconic moments are going to have to be a little bit different tonight. The rain has been coming down harder than it has any event this season. It is going to be the most wet event in this building in almost 2 decades. It is going to be a wild night, and I'm hoping that some of these drivers can put on a fun show. Florida's been a wild start to this season. They have not had any events go well in the Sunshine State, and there's certainly no sunshine in the forecast tonight. Find out what's going to happen next on Monster Jam.
Hello everybody and welcome.
Hello everybody and welcome. Hello everybody and welcome.
Oh boy! Oh! 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 Oh yeah!
Hello everybody and welcome inside of Everbank Stadium in Jacksonville, Florida. The rain is coming down and it is the final Florida Stadium event for first quarter, and we have 12 Monster Jam competitors ready to duel it out in the mud. Let's meet them. Nick Pagliarulo is here, one of the 3 Pagliarulos in this event. He's in Kraken. His father, Matt Pagliarulo, is here in Jester. Ryan Dishart and Shaker has gotten the truck working again. Hopefully he can have a good weekend. Jamie Garner and El Toro Loco will try and be slinging that crazy bull through the mud. John Gordon at Bad Company is going to try and tackle the mud with that beautiful paint job in Bad Company. Lindsay Reed and the Lucas Stabilizer, her momentum has been pretty good the last couple weekends. Todd the Duke and Megalodon, kind of in the same boat. The mud will probably be slowing him down. Bryce Kenny and the Grey Clips Mohawk Warriors been a wow moment machine out here on this series. Michael Pagliarulo and Black Pearl was incredible last weekend in freestyle. Blake Granger's back driving Max D this weekend, still filling in for Colton Eichelberger. Tristan England, the JCB Digatron, your reigning World Finals racing champion, and Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger, your series points leader. The rain is coming down. It is a completely sopping wet track, and it's time for racing. Jamie Garner and El Toro Loco will go against Matt Pagliarulo and Jester in what is bound to be a fascinating night of racing. Both of them having problems. Garner crosses the line first, but Jester did not get all the front 2 wheels on the racing lane. That might be a penalty. Both of them trying to figure out the mud. Jester will cross the line first. The question is that penalty going to be a problem? El Toro Loco has bigger problems as he's careening towards the wall and is able to stop before that El Toro Loco collides with the wall. Matt Pagliarulo clearly had similar issues on the other side. Jester is your winner. They gave El Toro Loco a penalty somehow, even though Matt Pagliarulo most definitely did not get the front 2 wheels up the ramp, so that is a problem. Time for the next race here in round 1. John Gordon and Bad Company takes on Lindsay Reed in the Lucas Stabilizer. It is always interesting when it is a muddy track because it makes you have to drive completely different than how you're used to drive. It really brings out the talented drivers and shows you who really are the most talented drivers on the circuit. And right now we are seeing that both of these drivers are pretty even in this race. Lindsay Reed, though, gets all lost after that jump. John Gordon will cross the line. Pretty smooth race, and he's got a win. It's always interesting to see how this will impact every driver, because it impacts every driver differently. Some drivers feel more comfortable. Some drivers have never even driven in the mud before. Like maybe that guy right there, Michael Pagliarulo in the Black Pearl. And Tristan England in the JCB Digatron, really in a similar boat. But you have to keep in mind, Tristan England did win a World Finals Racing Championship on a track that had previously been muddy earlier in the day. So the mud, not a complete stranger. However, I'm sure he's never driven on a track like this. It's round 1 of racing. They are both staged. The rain is still coming down. It's not going to stop coming down, at least for a while. So this track is only going to get more and more wet. It already started 2 hours late. This event didn't start until 9 o'clock, and there's a lot of fans that stuck around for it. And well, these drivers are going to have to put on the best show they can, and I guarantee you they're going to be playing around in the mud tonight. Tristan England looking good. He's your winner. He will cross the line first. I also forgot to mention, they're just doing standard Chicago-style racing tonight, trying to keep it as simple as possible, and I am perfectly okay with that. This track has been a little bit different the last couple weeks on this series anyway, but in the mud, you want to make it as easy as you can for there to be a lack of problems. You want to try and minimize the amount of possible building damage and sliding off the track as you possibly can, and doing Chicago-style racing ensures that. Our next race to finish off this round, we have Nick Pagliarulo and Kraken and Bryce Kenny in the Mohawk Warrior. Now, you saw Nick Pagliarulo off the line. He put his foot to the floor and was really spinning those wheels. It kind of can work, but it has not been working in Nick Pagliarulo's favor right now. Mohawk Warrior with a lead and a big one. They will come across the final jump far apart. Mohawk Warrior's the winner, as Nick Pagliarulo cannot get those front two tires up the ramp anyway, but man, oh man, what a track. This is going to be a fun one. There's a big difference between, I mean, this is just an absolute wash. Like, this is an absolute just disaster. I've been to one of these events before in MetLife Stadium in 2018. It was an absolute disaster. I mean, you literally can't do anything. And it's just so difficult to get momentum. It's difficult because the track is staying wet. It doesn't get any drier. So here's round two of racing. Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger has a truck that is way too clean, taking on Matt Pagliarulo and Jester, who's slinging it right now, but far behind. Tyler Menninga is your leader. They go through the final turn, and man, the amount of mud getting slung up from Jester is going to allow him a chance at a victory. I don't know, he crossed the line first. Oh, but he hits the wall. Him hitting the wall there very well may disqualify him from that race. That very easily could be a disqualification. If you leave the boundaries, it is. And Jester got a 5-second penalty. How is that possible? I don't know, man. I'm not sure I love these penalty calls here tonight, because so far they've been the exact opposite of what they should be. So Gravedigger's the winner, which will bring us to John Gordon and Bad Company taking on Ryan Disharoon in Shaker. John Gordon looks slow and smooth in round number one. Ryan Disharoon, though, this is his first crack at this track. And it is a little bit drier in the racing lanes because obviously there's been more tires running over it, but it's still no easy feat. And John Gordon is doing well, but he kind of does a poor job in that turn, but it doesn't matter. He will cross the line first, but again, we always got to wait for those penalties in these races because it requires a lot more extra attention from the competition manager and the tech officials to be calling those penalties. There's probably a lot more of them than you'd expect, but none in that race. Bad Company's your winner. Another truck that looks a little bit too pretty and won't for very long, but it's the beautiful candy red Max D with Blake Granger behind the wheel. His opponent will be Tristan England in the JCB Digatron, who has been such a great racer this series, and the mud really didn't stop that in round one. But right now, they are very close. Two guys who have not driven in the mud much in their career, looking the best out of all the drivers here tonight. And look at Blake Granger. Absolutely dominant on this track. He's beaten Tristan England. And both of them look really smooth in that race. Too bad one of them had to go down in round number two. But Blake Granger, a real threat to win racing tonight, because that was a really good race. That was really, really well done. Looked like he's been driving in the mud his whole life, and I'm sure Tristan England is kind of dumbfounded. I mean, he put on a 21-second pass, and he lost. A 21-second pass is pretty quick in standard Chicago-style racing, let alone in the mud, and he still lost. That was the second fastest time of the night. That's just what'll happen in Monster Jam, as the next race of Bryce Kenny and the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior and Todd the Duke and Megalodon is already underway. And Bryce Kenny has a dominant lead right now. Todd the Duke, well, this fish is clearly not used to the water anymore because it is not getting any sort of speed. Mohawk Warrior staying dialed in and staying strong. He's off to the semifinals. Oh no, Megalodon flips her over. He's able to save it though, but a very dirty Megalodon somehow ended up flipping over the final jump and is A-okay. Very, very fascinating end of the race, and it is a win for the Mohawk Warrior. It is time for the semifinals. 4 competitors remain in this muddy track. Who is going to prevail tonight? Will it be Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger? Or will it be John Gordon and Bad Company? Or will it be one of the other 2 competitors who are in the semifinals as well? We're going to have to wait and find out. John Gordon trying to get himself staged. There's either some staging problems or he can't get himself into a good spot. Now they're going to restage Tyler as well. Looks like a full staging light problem. Look at the ruts in the track from the mud. Oh my goodness, we are still having staging light problems. Someone get the green flags and run the tech officials out there at this point, because... But no, you can't, because you gotta have the timing system linked up to it, so you need those lights to work. The last thing you can have happen is have the lights fail, and they are still not working. I'd have to imagine the rain is not very great on those lights either. My goodness, yeah, look at the mud. Woohoo, those things, that is insane. It looks like you're playing Mud Runner out there. It's absolutely incredible. This is the muddiest event I've seen in a long time. Look, you can see the staging lights, and it looks like the right staging light is completely not working. I don't know what they're going to try and do. They're trying to get him staged. I wonder if he's maybe overstaging. Take a look at the tech official on that side of the track. No idea who that is. Trying to get him going, though.
Tech officials trying to help out John Gordon. Something's wrong with John Gordon. I don't know if he can see the light or a staging issue. Not quite sure.
Thank you, co-host Wayne. I appreciate the insight there. Because it's true, it could also be John Gordon.
They're going to manually stage this one.
Oh, they're going to manually stage it. Clearly, the staging lights are not working, and they're just going to use the red and green. Yeah, Tyler, he's holding his hands together. Stop.
Pulling up John. John is staged.
John is still driving. He is still creeping up to the line. This is a very unfair race, but whatever. Screw it. After all that time, just let him race. And John Gordon didn't get the memo either. Wow, so John Gordon, who inched forward, was left at the line, and, well, that evened out everything. Isn't that funny? John Gordon going way wide after the turn. He completely washes out. He's never going to be able to hit that ramp, and now he's just going to send it. Yeah, you know what? We're just going to drive around. John Gordon's going to go park it as Tyler Menninger crosses the line as your winner, and that was a funny race. So Tyler Menninger is your winner, and he's going to the final round. Finally, we have a driver moving on to the finals. That Gravedigger body is definitely not pretty anymore. I mean, you could just... I mean, the truck has no traction. It is insane. 19.577. It looks like the staging lights are a real problem. Thankfully, it looks like the red and green are going to work, too. I bet the competition manager's got to manually be running this as well, which is not ideal in the mud either. We've got Blake Granger and Max D, and Bryce Kenny and the Great Clips Mohawk Warriors. The staging lights clearly are still giving problems because there was a bit of a delay in, I think it was Blake's start to that race. But Blake has a big lead already. He was looking really smooth in the last round. And, oh no! He completely screwed it up in the turn! Blake Granger was looking great, and then he finally made a mistake, and it was a huge one. It cost him the race, and Mohawk Warriors moving on to the final round. My, oh my. This is a fascinating one. In the semifinals, somehow we're even more weird of races than we had all night long. Another good time at 21.7. The driver's getting a little bit faster. And it is now time for the final round of racing. The rain is still coming down very aggressively. There will be no reprieve for these guys tonight. And the two drivers standing at the end of this muddy, muddy evening. Oh my God, look at how hard it's coming down now! Oh, it feels like the World Finals in 2022! Oh, I don't believe it. It's Bryce Kenny in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, and it's Tyler Menninger in Gravedigger, and I do not believe how hard it is raining. Heaven has literally reopened for this final round. Poor Wayne trying to keep the camera dry. There's definitely thunder out there. Unless that's just Tyler starting his truck up. I thought I saw lightning, so the thunder... Nope, that was just Tyler turning his truck on. Never mind. Well, here we go. Let's go green. Let's crown a winner tonight in Jacksonville in a absolute mud bath. Tyler has looked very fast tonight. Look at him going really wide in that turn, and it's able to slingshot him. They're very close right now. Dead even, I'd say. Tyler hooking himself into the turn very quickly. He overdoes it. Can Mohawk Warrior make up the ground? I don't know. I do not know who won that race. And that was a fascinating ending to a fascinating night of Monster Jam racing. The rain is still pouring down on these drivers. I have no idea who won the race. Tyler Menninger got it. Holy cow, Tyler Menninga's able to get it done in the sloppiest way possible, and with a 22.331, Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger has won. The poor tech official has to be just drenched. I mean, those suits are so... I mean, I can just imagine how thick that suit is right now and how heavy it is in the rain. But look at these fans. These fans are sticking it out in the rain. Got their ponchos on and everything. They're ready to roll for Monster Jam. These guys waited the 2-hour delay for this event. Clearly it was worth it for them, and hopefully these drivers can make it worth it for the rest of the night. Tyler Menninga able to win racing, your first competition win of the night from the series leader. Casey Gagliardi catching up with him there, and we're going to get into the Monster Jam Skills Challenge. Leading us off in this Skills Challenge is Lindsey Reed and the Lucas Stabilizer. Now the Skills Challenge is going to play a pretty big role in tonight's competition because you can either do 2 moves on 2 wheels or 1 donut. And well, let me put it this way. You'd be pretty stupid to try and do 2 moves on 2 wheels in these conditions. This has got to be a primarily, if not solely, donut competition. What is Lindsey Reed doing? She's going to jump it. Well, I mean, she got nice air, nice little sky wheelie. That's good. Well, I said you'd be stupid to try anything but a donut, and she tried it. And looks like you only get 1 move, which is also very interesting. So you get 1 move to do a skills hit, which is not a bad idea. And she decides to go for a jump. Here's Michael Pagliarulo in the Black Pearl. What is he going to do? Looks like he's going to twist her over on that side of the track, probably for a donut. It is the Black Pearl truck. It is a Steps local partnership. Michael Pagliarulo, the driver. What is he trying to do? What is he doing? Okay, that works. I guess they're just treating it as like a best trick competition here. Just go out and get big air. What? No, you can't do that. What are you doing? What was that? That was very strange. I probably would have disqualified him for that. Here's Nick Pagliarulo and Kraken, because I mean he started to do a donut. That was really, really weird. So nobody's done a donut yet, which is fascinating to me, in a track that has literally got a pond on it on this side. I mean, this is the muddiest track I've seen in years. At least watched in years. I mean, I cannot remember the last time there was a track that was this muddy. I mean, the problem is it's almost hard to get a donut going, because where do you do it? You're going to just get lost no matter where you are on the track. It's almost kind of safer to try and do a 2-wheel move. Because look, I mean, he's trying to find a good place to do it, but you've got no traction to get it started. There you go, that's a good spot. Sling it. He can't get it slinging. I think he was just turning it around. What is he doing? Why isn't he just doing a donut? You donut. Oh, he's going to hit something. Nice air. Well, it's turning into a best trick competition. I'm fine with it. We haven't seen a single score yet. Oh, there's some steam coming out. Oh no, the truck's on fire. The truck is on fire. Looked like it was just the collectors, the exhaust, but I don't think Kraken was really loving the mud there. He was putting a lot of strain on that truck, I will say. Got to be a lot harder for the tech officials to get out there and get the fire out in the mud. That's very,
fans. Give him a score.
Very not ideal. Let's see the score for Kraken. It's
Yeah,
enough. First
buddy.
place, 6.346. Well, that'll continue our skills challenge and our muddy day. So, Nick Pagliarulo's father, Matt Pagliarulo, is coming out next. Local show for the Pagliarulos. They are from the state of Florida. I don't know where in Florida, which is why I just say local. Oh, he's going to do the donut top of the pond. Oh, but he slid off. Nah, that's too bad. Well, that could have been pretty cool, but unfortunately got a little disrupted up there. There's a lot of water that's just pooled up there, so it's a lot harder to get the traction you're looking for. But I appreciate the effort. It's a valiant effort from Matt Pagliarulo. It just unfortunately is not going to be able to get him a move he wants. What is he doing? Your run's done. You're not. If you hit something else, you're disqualified. Don't know why he was still driving. I mean, yes, I get it. He has to go back to the pits, but he wasn't. You're supposed to stop after your run for the score, but I guess it's kind of better to just go back. All right, here's Ryan Disher and Shaker. We still have yet to see anyone actually do a donut in this competition, and he is going to be the first probably to do it. There you go. Finally a donut. The fans are waving at him. They're shielding their faces as mud just gets slung into the crowd as a souvenir. And the fans are loving it on that side of the track. It's the first donut of the day. I mean, realistically, I have to give that a lead. And it is 6.874. Good for Ryan Disharoon. Now, here's Tristan England and JCB Digatron, and I'm intrigued about this, because you know there's one thing he can't do, and that's a stoppie. Looks like he's going to still probably try it anyway. You know, Tristan England tried this in the two-wheel competition at the World Finals last year, and I had no idea why. I was like, buddy, the track is way too wet to do anything you're trying to do. It's never going to work, and we're in the even worse situation here. He is not going to be able to do anything he's about to try. I don't care how long he runs this up. It's never going to work. It's never going to be successful. He's going to do one move, be back on... Well then. Well, Tristan England decided to make me eat my words. Will not be the first time he's done that. And, I mean, that's awesome. I never in a million years would have thought that he could have done that, and he did. So, good for Tristan England. It worked. And he is going to be your new leader, 8.851. And I would be surprised if anyone's able to top that tonight, because I don't know how anyone's going to be able to do anything different. Todd the Duke going to pop it off the backflip ramp. Okay. That was a cool little attempt there. I don't think it'll take the lead, but I like the effort and I like the execution. Good work from Todd the Dude. 6.855, pretty fair. Here's John Gordon, Bad Company. I find it fascinating that so many drivers are going for the two-wheel moves, but I think it has to do with what I was saying. Oh, he's going to try and do the donut on top of the pod, too. He's kind of still doing a donut. If he can keep it gassed, yeah, that's still one donut right there. Oh, my. He's taking chunks out of the track, and the truck shuts. It sounded actually like he got RII'd there with the pop from the exhaust. But regardless, his run is over to 6.621. Blake Granger and Max D is next up. He is also the truck looking pretty clean out there. I wonder what he's going to try and do. Another guy who I would not be surprised if he goes for the two-wheel move here, which is very, very risky. And, well, I think I used up all of my Uno reverse card on Tristan England, or my reverse psychology on Tristan England, rather, by completely dissing him and saying it was physically impossible. So, I don't think Blake Granger is going to be able to make this work. But, I mean, it's just been a jumpy competition. Nice leap. Oh, yeah! Oh, my! Blake Granger! That was stellar in the mud! That is using your resources. The truck just decided to take over, and Blake just went along for the ride, and I love that. He's feeling good. Looks like he's okay in the truck, too. Let's see the score. I think that's got to be your new leader. That was exciting. 9.329. He got it done. He's flipped over, but man, oh man, what a great effort from Blake Granger. And sometimes in the mud, that's what you got to do. Just throw the truck around, and if it crashes, you'll probably win, especially with only one move allowed. That one move was great, and he's out of the truck, feeling good. Blake Granger is taking such advantage of these stadium opportunities. Here's Jamie Garner El Toro Loco. He's going to do a big donut, and the motor just decided, oh, you're not. And he's done right there. A lot of bad sounds coming out of the motor when he slung that donut. That was not a good sound, and I really hope that he didn't just blow a motor there.
5.153 for Jamie Garner and El
Thanks,
Toro
co-host
Loco.
Wayne. Yeah, he's getting hooked off the track. There is a chance that El Toro Loco blew a motor there. which would be definitely too bad because you never want to see a driver blow a motor, especially because in Tupelo this weekend, Overboard blew a motor as well, so they already need to buy a new motor this weekend. The last thing they need is to buy 2 motors in one weekend. Here's Bryce Kenny and the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. Oh, pops it off the backflip ramp but can't get it in gear. Well, he tried. Todd the Duke did it a lot better before, so Bryce Kenny not going to be rewarded for that. Well, the fans are having a good time. There's Tyler Mennigan, Gravedigger, last competitor, risky move, and it doesn't pay off. Well, the man who won the first ever Muddy Two-Wheel Skills World Championship, not able to replicate that here today. He tried to do the exact same move that won him that championship last year, but it's not going to work. It's a 6.969. So Blake Ranger, Max D got it done. Can't wait to hear this interview because I know Blake is thrilled about it. Very, very excited. Blake Ranger, an arena guy, getting the chance to drive in a stadium, and I am very happy for him. Casey Gagliardi catching up with him right now. Let's hear what Blake Ranger has to say. Thanks, co-host Wayne. That is what time it is. John Gordon and Bad Company kicking off freestyle tonight in Jacksonville, Florida. And this is going to be a fascinating one. He is the first driver to tackle freestyle in this mud. I already am wondering if they maybe decrease the time of their freestyle run to the potential minute and a half that I've seen them do in the past. And he's got to be the guinea pig out here. He's the one who's got to feel out the track.
Keep going.
I have to imagine a minute and a half is going to be... I mean, these trucks are going to get overheated way too much anyway. You don't want to run the risk of them being out there for 2 minutes and you lose a bunch of motors, transmissions. You can't have that happening. Nice air off the step up. Now, the big deal in an event like this is who can get the biggest wow moment. Because there's no way you're going to be able to go out there and deliver just the best freestyle run. It's about who can get the wow moment at the end of the day. Because if you can get the first wow moment or the biggest wow moment, sometimes it's just getting the only wow moment, then you have a good shot at winning. Sometimes in an event like this, it's hitting the backflip ramp, and that's what John Gordon's going to try here. Risky, risky move! He comes up very short, and he will not land it. Well, I said you gotta go for the wow moment. John Gordon tried, and that's gonna help his score a little bit at a 7.988, but it is not going to give him the big score he would have loved. Here's Michael Pagliarulo on the Black Pearl, already getting big air. Now, last weekend I was singing, oh no, he's been shut down. I think the truck just shut itself off. Well, the truck just decided it wasn't gonna go anymore. Unfortunate, that truck has locked itself up. The last, I really hope he didn't blow a motor either. Could you imagine 3 possible blown motors for Team Overboard in one weekend? Oh, that would be awful. Here's Ryan Disharoon and Shaker. Your third competitor out here in freestyle. I feel like we've barely even seen Ryan Disharoon tonight, but that's what'll happen in events like this. Ryan Disherud and Shaker's had a very interesting season. The season started off very strong for him. He was a real competitor in every competition. He was really doing well. I was very happy to see Ryan Disherud competing at the level that he was. But then some truck problems slowed him down. After really just kind of falling off a little bit anyway, that high of the start of the season kind of faded away, and all that adrenaline started slowing down a little bit. And the truck started to fail him a little bit too, and the last couple weekends, the last month or so of the season, Shaker has not been on the roll that he was on earlier on in the season. It's time for the Monster Minute. It's very funny, the new King Kong partnership with Monster Jam. I mean, I love getting cool sponsorships like that, but it's a fascinating sponsorship, I'll tell you what. I was out in Tupelo, Mississippi this past weekend filling in to do some work there, and the amount of stuff that we have to do for King Kong now is wild. There's the roar meter, there's the Monster Minute, they play advertisements. I mean, they really... I can tell you, the King Kong definitely gave us a good amount of money for that advertisement. Very, very cool to see, and I'm very happy that they wanted to be sponsoring Monster Jam. And Ryan Disherud will finish off his Monster Minute with a donut, and he is done. So his run will definitely not take the lead. He didn't get the wow moment in there like John Gordon did, but still, I mean, it's a freestyle in a night like this. You do what you can. If you don't get your wow moment, you don't get your wow moment. It's really whatever. The next competitor is Matt Pagliarulo in Jester. Just trying to find his way to the first obstacle he wants to hit. He's finally lined it up. And the rain has actually stopped, which is good. And look at that air from Jester! Announcing his presence, the biggest air of the night, and sometimes that can be your wow moment. You know the fans that are still in this building are the real, like, big Monster Jam fans. Because the ones who really wanted to stay and cared, they're the ones who would sit through all of this. The casual fan, first off, wouldn't have showed up in the first place and wouldn't have stayed through all that rain, wouldn't have stayed through this rough event with the muddy track. These are the true fans. These are the true legendary Monster Jam fans, and I'm sure there's still some casual ones out there, but Jacksonville has had some legendary Monster Jam moments. I know this building hosts some of the best Monster Jam fans in the world. It's arguably probably the most Monster Jam fan-filled building in terms of die-hard, true Monster Jam fans, and they showed up here in Jacksonville. The amount of people that are in these stands right now is absolutely baffling to me. And Matt Pagliarulo putting on a pretty good show for him, but again, you've got to remember, John Gordon did hit that backflip ramp. You need to get another wow moment in there. While Jester got that big air, that is not going to be enough for him to secure a lead. But trying to cross-thread here, that could try and make something interesting. Can he save it? Oh no, he didn't hit the gas in time. And he ends up on his lid, buried in the mud. And well, Matt Pagliarulo tried to get that wow moment at the end, and it would have been stellar, but instead he's being pulled out to the back. But a great effort from Jester. I like that freestyle, and some applause, as he should be getting. Your next freestyler, this is Max D, and the driver, Blake Granger. He is your skills winner from tonight, looking to double down. It's his first stadium win in the entire season. It's his first competition win in the entire season. Now looking to go back-to-back. He will begin his Monster Jam freestyle right there by just kind of flogging himself over the cars, following it up with a nice big leap. That log is probably a big ramp to use in this freestyle because it's giving some big air, and I think that's something that you have to try and look for. Something I remember from way back in the day. I remember watching a very muddy event in which Damon Bradshaw on Monster Energy was able to win. He only did like 7 or 8 hits, but he made a point that every single jump would be insane. I believe it was Santa Clara. You can correct me on that if I'm wrong, but I believe it was Santa Clara years back in a muddy event where Damon Bradshaw was just absolutely sending it. It was in one of the Monster Jam Send It series videos, one of the original ones, and it was very cool. And if you can do that and get that big air, you don't need the wow moment because the fans will go, oh my god, that guy is just flying. So there's different ways to do it in the mud. But the problem is, you know you're not going to fill your time with hit after hit, or at least most drivers aren't going to. So you've really got to kind of just buy your time, get as many hits as you can, and for a guy like Blake Granger who's going to go for the backflip right now, if you can land this backflip, you're probably securing a win for yourself. He hits the backflip, it's looking, no, it's not. I thought it was looking good. It twisted itself at the very end, and he is on his lid too. It was a wilder crash than John Gordon, and I'd give him the lead, but it's got to be pretty close. I love the sportsmanship on this series. Matt Pagliarulo introducing Bryce Kenny and the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. I love that this series is doing this. I have not seen Stadium Championship Series West do this. It might be an East thing right now. Look at Bryce Kenny jumping it hard on that first move. Very similar to what Matt Pagliarulo did. Matt Pagliarulo introduced him and he said, you know what, Matt? I'm going to return the favor by doing what you did for these awesome fans in Jacksonville. And Bryce Kenny has been a bit of a wow factor factory this entire season. This man has had probably as many wow factors as anybody else, and on a track like this, it's a lot harder to find one. But if there's a guy in 2024 who can find a wow moment on this track, it's probably this guy. Nice air. Comboing it right up. So I do believe it's a minute and a half. Just kind of judging how the freestyles have gone so far, they feel like a minute and a half, and I believe I heard Kay already announce the Monster Minute, and it has not been a minute of the freestyle. So a minute and a half seems to make sense. I have no official word on the exact time, but it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, I'm commentating on the freestyle regardless of whether it's a minute and a half or 7 minutes. Bryce is having a good run right now, but that's a hard landing. Can he control it? Yes, he does. Smooth driving from the Mohawk Warrior. That would have ended his run right there, but he knew how to get out of it. I think the entire run itself has been better than everyone else. He's getting a bit of bigger air, a bit of bigger speed, but he needs to land this backflip short on it. Oh my! Oh no, there's no room to get, there's no space for traction on this track, and that is not going to finish with a lead. It is second place. Very, very close, but a very good effort from him. So I have to imagine Max D is in first right now, that Bryce just took second. Here's Lindsey Reed in the Lucas Stabilizer. So far, nobody been able to land that backflip tonight. If she can get it done, she will probably take a lead and probably win freestyle. The backflip is being much more difficult here than it is in most muddy events because it is so wet in that corner. It is so hard to properly line it up and hit it straight. We've seen that the first three drivers to do it tonight have not even really come close. Bryce Kenny, though, almost had a wild wow moment in there. He almost had another wow moment fresh from the wow moment factory, but he couldn't quite get it done. Your 2019 World Finals Freestyle Champion on the track right now, and again, she is filling in for Cynthia Gauthier, who did give birth to her child. I believe it was more than a week ago. I'm pretty sure I announced it after it happened, but Cynthia Gauthier, she's already back out doing things. She's been posting so many videos since giving birth, and I'm like, man, Cynthia Gauthier is just absolutely incredible. Lindsey Reed cross-threading the center of the track. That's a bit of a ballsy move there, because that very easily could have gone poorly and could have sent her flying towards the side of the track. I like that she did that. No one else has really tried that tonight, and I'm liking this run from Lindsey Reed right now. This is a very good freestyle, and dare I say, without the backflip included, this is probably your best run of the night, if not right on par with what Bryce Kenny was doing. Really sliding over there, though. I mean, she's really just following the same technique that you need to have in the mud, which is just put your foot to the floor, let it build up as much speed, and get that big air. You don't need to just kind of pitter-patter over everything. She's looking for that elevation. Her run is finished. The minute and a half is done. She doesn't go for the backflip, so she's never going to be able to take the lead, but I like that freestyle. Very, very good effort from Lindsey Reed as well. That was a very solid run. I'm very happy that Lindsey Reed was able to do that because it's a difficult track, and she really made it look pretty clean and clear out there. Here's Todd the Duke and Megalodon. Todd the Duke rolled her over in the racing competition, had a pretty good skills competition. Now he's out here freestyling, and This is a freestyle I'm intrigued to see because Todd the Duke has been really kind of taking it slow and steady this season. But on a track like this, you really can't take it slow and steady. And I feel like Todd's a guy that, if he's been purposely kind of laying it back this year, on a track like this, I feel like he's going to really go for it. So we'll see. I mean, I could be very wrong, but Todd the Duke, I'm sure, is not thrilled that he's not going as big as he used to every weekend, but this is a kind of event where you can really put your foot to the floor and just say, screw it. I'm going to go as hard as I can and see where it'll take me. I like the speed he's carrying, but he hasn't really hit much of anything. Really carrying that speed over the racing league, and you can hear that motor and the transmission just working. They're working in tandem together to get this Megalodon truck through an already very strenuous freestyle. Not sure what he was trying to achieve there, but didn't really work so well. Is he lining up for the 8-pack? What in the world? Oh my! You've got to be kidding me! How did that work? And now he's just going to sling it off the step-up. Look at Todd the Duke. Todd the Duke is doing it here in Jacksonville. Look at that. The first one to land some sort of backflip, if you even want to call it that. And he's doing exactly what I said. He's just going as hard as he can. That was the best freestyle Todd the Duke has had this year. And that is your new run of the night. Give it up for Todd the Duke, a two-time World Finals champion delivering in Jacksonville. That's what the fans have been waiting to see all night, a run like that. That will be your new leader. 9.508. Signed, sealed, delivered. Todd the Duke is now in first place, and well-deserved. Here's Tristan England in the JCB Digatron, your 2023 World Finals Racing Champion. What will he do on this muddy track in Jacksonville in what I believe is his first ever muddy Monster Jam freestyle? I wouldn't know for a fact because I've not seen all of his stadium events, but I do know that he's probably not driven in the mud before, and if he has, I highly, highly doubt it has been this thick, but I could be wrong. The way he's driving certainly seems like he's driven in the mud before because he's certainly handling it very well. You can tell he doesn't have the kind of reps that a guy like Ryan Anderson has, but he's going out there and so far looking very good tonight. Racing looked pretty decent. Skills was absolutely mind-blowing considering I thought he had 0% chance of doing what he did. And so far, he's handling freestyle like a mud veteran. He's also a very good driver. Tristan England, one of the best technical drivers in the sport. If a guy can figure out how to drive in the mud quickly, it's probably Tristan England. So even if this is his first muddy event, I'm not entirely surprised that he's driving the way that he is. He tried to combo it into a stop, and he forgot that that's literally impossible. He hit the brakes, and the truck just kept on sliding. He's like, oop, can't do that.
22 seconds, backflip.
He's going for the backflip. Thank you, co-host Wayne. This is going to be an interesting one. I don't know if this is going to work. Very short. Oh, hit the gas! Hit the gas! What happened there? Oh, man. He was a pogo stick for a moment and instead landed on his lid. If he hit the gas after bouncing in the mud for a good 2 times, that would have been incredible. So here's Tyler Menninga, Gravedigger, and I believe he's your final freestyler of the night. No matter what, Gravedigger on the track, in the mud, Tyler Menninga, this is going to be a good one. Last weekend in Orlando, he had the only good freestyle. He had 2 wild saves off the step up, and I can't wait to see what he can do. Look at him. The perfect control of the transmission, going from drive to reverse, right back to drive, not even missing a beat. And he is just flying already. He's got to be our last competitor, right? I have to imagine. Trying to beat Todd the Duke after Todd had a great run, but Tyler Menninga, if anyone can do it, it is this guy. Nice little combo. He won racing tonight, trying to get himself a double down. Ooh, he's pinned in there against Shaker. They didn't end his run. Congratulations! That's nice that they didn't stop him, as that would have been a heartbreaker here in this event. Oh, is he lining up for the 8-pack too? Well, we saw Megalodon do something wild. What'll Tyler get off of it? Oh my! Now you're serious! How did you do that? There's no traction! Tyler, you're insane. Tyler Menninga is literally not a human being. This is an AI-generated Monster Jam driver, I'm sure of it. I don't believe it. I cannot understand. You are absolutely kidding me!
Holy crap!
Tyler Menninga! I don't know what to say. It's something new every week with this guy. It's just something new every week.
Right after he does it.
I just can't. And it's raining again. I'm going to show you the replay on that because he didn't win. What? All right, let's look at the replay after that. So let's look at the backflip again. That wasn't a backflip. That was just a giant sky wheelie. How did he have traction for that? Don't know. And then he does this. No, Wayne in slow motion is absolutely hilarious. I'm going to play that again without me commentating over it because it's so funny. That is absolutely rich. Well, Tom the Duke won freestyle, and I mean, he had a good run. Don't get me wrong, he had a very good run, but Tyler deserved to win that. The fans just ruined that at the end. But you know what? I don't care. We had a muddy event in Florida, and it actually was a good event in Florida. That was the first good event Florida has had in 2024, and I said it last weekend. Jacksonville was the last shot we were going to have, and when I saw that there was rain in the forecast, I thought there's no way we'll have a good event in Florida this year. Well, they came out, and they did it. They had a great event. We had some wow moments in there. That was a very fun commentary. It ended very, very well. How about that? Sometimes you just gotta take what life hands you. And at the end of the day, your overall event champion, yet again, with 33 points, is Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. The man cannot be stopped. Now, this series does not have another stadium event for about 3 to 4 weeks. It might even be more than that. So this is the last time you're going to see Stadium Championship Series East for a little while. They're going to be doing some arena events in the meantime. So hope you enjoyed getting to watch that, because you never know. This series will come back a while from now, and it's going to be a little different at that point. We're going to be a lot closer to the World Finals. So thank you so much for watching. Let's take a look at the upcoming commentary schedule. So we've got 2 more commentaries this weekend. They will be taking place at the UTEP Sun Bowl Stadium in El Paso, Texas. My great friend, Ray Villarreal, is the play-by-play host for both of those events, and I am so excited to do the commentaries on them because I am going to make fun of him when he screws up, and I'm going to be so proud of him when he does well. So very excited for that. And then you may see, if you were paying attention to the commentary schedule the last couple weekends, Birmingham, Alabama is in there with Protective Stadium on March 30th. That was not in there last weekend. That is because I was not aware that event was happening. It is on the schedule, but I looked at it, thought it was an arena. Thanks to my good buddy Connor Annapol, who is also a channel member for the Arizona Motorsports Junkie, pointed it out to me, and I realized that I'm just a big dumb idiot, and there that is. So there's that. And we will have some more events after that, and in the meanwhile, we'll spill in the rest of El Paso and then do some other events from some other years in the meantime. So hope you guys enjoyed it. A very funny event in Jacksonville, and a fun way to end off the Florida events that were absolutely terrible. And now we get to go to from the absolute mud bowl to the dust bowl. We're going polar opposites here in El Paso. We've got 2 events this weekend. Can't wait to see them. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.